This is another Message Minute with Pastor Todd. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 and 5, Paul writes, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ." If there is one thing our history as a nation has taught us, it is that our freedom is not free. In fact, there is a very high price that must be paid for freedom. Today, there are far too many Christians who do not enjoy the freedoms that having a relationship with Jesus Christ brings. Their marriages, their children, jobs, and finances are all under the attack from the enemy. Satan is fighting to bring God's people into spiritual bondage and spiritual oppression every day. But the fact is, church, we are in a spiritual war today. And yes, it is a spiritual war for our freedoms. It is not just our freedom. It is the freedom of those who will follow after us one day. I love this statement by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." We have a saying here at ICC that goes like this: "It's not what happens to you, it's what happens in you." It is very possible to have peace with the Lord through salvation without enjoying the peace of God in our day-to-day lives. These are the times we must remember God's Word as it says in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 12 and 13. "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand." This has been another Message Minute with Pastor Todd.